What's up, everybody? It's been a while since we released a video on an update on this project. There has been so much going on, as you can tell from our last video. Sometimes it's just easier to stop with the social media and just focus on the things at hand versus just constantly posting all the time and trying to keep up with videos. So we apologize for that, but let's dive into where we're at.
At 15 seconds, guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff.
The eagle-eyed viewer would notice that this is not an M6GT body, but a Mirage body from Cars back in the 80s. We got delayed with the M6GT body a little bit, so in the meantime, we needed to work out a lot of the packaging of systems and radiator stuff. So putting a body on it really helped with a lot of the development of the chassis anyway. So we had this one. It is a 40-year-old body that was just sitting in Arizona, and we worked our magic on it to make it look a little bit better. We think a lot better. But it's actually over top of our M6GT platform. So we were able to work out a lot of the things as far as cockpit room, radiator, rear engine compartment, bulkhead stuff, which was really good because this is actually a car we were planning on coming out with and making a underpinning for anyway. The good news is we do own the original molds for this car, so these will actually be available. These cars were more of a Can-Am open top look car anyway, and we think looks pretty good. A couple modifications to the body that we made were the Can-Am tails that we kind of designed with a little bit of 917 flare, so it has the split twin tails with the integrated tail lights. The front headlights, we did not choose to run the pop-ups because the pop-ups were never that great anyway, and they never fit well, and we thought it would look a little bit better with like the Lexan cover look of the real race cars of that era. So we retrofitted in LED signal lights as well as bright LED cube lights right now because we have a tire clearance issue. You can't put in big lights. The plan is to make buckets that will go in lower in the car that will just have a little bit more original headlight that's more of like a 6-7 inch round with the Lexan covers. If you notice as well on the front, we have the radiator scoop that channels in air a little bit more for cooling. The car runs really great even with our radiator laid down, so that was a nice addition to the car. We chose to run the car open top to give it a little bit more of that early McLaren Can-Am vibe. It's way cool having the top open because you're exposed to the elements, you hear the engine. It's beautiful weather in New England right now in this like early fall time. And plus you get to see everybody in it and wave to them as they're giving you a thumbs up. The livery on this car was inspired by the 80s and into 90s McLaren F1 cars. As you can see, we got the white with the black graphics, a little bit of orange. We couldn't get fluorescent orange stuff just because it would fade, but we got as bright of orange as we could. A little bit of the sponsors on the project are all on there. Just giving it a little bit of a race car vibe, something kind of that stands out. We did the Mirage on the side just to give it a little bit more kind of camouflage on the side so the lines are a little bit interrupted, but it's definitely got some shock and awe value, and it definitely stops people in their tracks when they see it out on the road. Let's talk about the updates to the chassis since our last video. In the previous episode, we were diving into the actual material and the material that's welded on this chassis. Now, taking that data and the numbers that we got out of that, we can actually put a lot of those changes that we needed to make into the production models going forward. The good news is a lot of the updates can be implemented and we can increase space and rigidity of the chassis as we go into production. On this current prototype, we weren't happy with our front suspension geometry. We didn't like the speed in which we could get the rack to move, and it didn't inspire confidence while driving. So on this car, we were able to retrofit a different rack and pinion in the car that is still available and can still be bolted in, but it actually changes our steering ratio, and it actually makes it feel a lot more like a go-kart. Once we wrapped up with this, it was time to make the temporary radiator support. The radiators on these cars a lot of times are laid down really flat because the noses are so short you can't get the cooling that you need with a vertical radiator. This car, it was made out of steel that bolted on so that we actually have all of our points to pick up, so that the production models, it can be all built out of aluminum right into the tub. After that, we switched over to side pods, and we actually made a steel substructure that goes around the frame rails that picks up the points for the side pods. Now, in the production models, this will be integrated out of aluminum, but you have to start somewhere. So building it out of steel and angle iron and stuff to get your points was kind of the way to go. After that, we made changes to the A-arms on the car so that you could actually get an 8-inch wide wheel up front with standard offsets. This was one of our big considerations of the car because we didn't want you guys to have to buy really expensive specialty offset wheels to get the right width on the car. So we ended up changing all of the A-arms so that just generic offset wheels fit that you can buy, and it opens up your wheel options for a reasonable price point. Next, we worked with the production spec versions of our hubs and uprights. We wanted to bring a more economical braking approach to this car so that it doesn't price you out of the kit just to get some brakes in the car. We actually changed it so that if you choose to, you can run C5, C6 standard brakes or go all the way up into the Willwoods. Once this car was all packaged back together, when we had hinges and strut rods and sway bars hooked back up, and we even had latches for all the doors and a windshield in it, we were able to take it out and start actually getting some real world testing again as a complete car. This was important for us because we've made some changes to the front suspension, we made some changes to the wheel offsets, and we really need to see how the whole thing's going to work together. We were able to get a 4-wheel alignment, which was critical, so we had to crib it up and get it on a really nice alignment rack. Thankful for our friends over at Integrity Automotive. We're getting it on there with their really nice machine, and we were able to set the car up pretty neutral and take it out on the street. The good news is the car is 1,000 times better than we even expected. So the front suspension changes were really necessary and just feel great out on the road. We can't believe the compliance of the suspension and just how it feels. We drove it out to a little event, and 35 minutes in the car, and it's comfortable. You can fit in it, you can see. Really great stuff. Feel like I could drive it even longer, which for a car like this, that's saying a lot. The engine sounds great, it pulls great. We have a little bit of a weak clutch in it, so we got to be super careful with that much power. But the car really is lively. The suspension works, the wheel and tire setups work. We're not getting any rubbing. So it's been a really good upgrade to the whole thing. So a little bit more testing and driving, and we got to finish up the production model. So next steps on the project are to finish up the production files for the Mirage. Very short order. We're looking at like 1 to 2 weeks on that. And then it's really just about making sure our supplier network is all on board so that we can actually bring you kits in very short order. We are hoping to be within a month of being able to take orders for this car for people who would like the open top Mirage body. It is an M6GT-Mirage. Because it is sharing 95% of the same production chassis that the M6GT will be based on, with just some slight tweaks. So we are doing a variance of the M6GT with this car. While this car is still being driven and tested and out being marketed, we are working on the M6GT, the coupe body that you see in all of our renderings. That one is going to come next. We had to launch this one first, and this will be available soon, but the M6GT is taking just a little bit longer. There's a little bit more hurdles since those cars were never really kind of figured out. We want to do a nice job. We want to have nice hinges, nice, door stoppers, all that stuff, make sure the glass is all worked out. So that's a little bit longer to try to get all that worked out, because we don't really want to do something that's just not really well done. So sorry for the delays on that. We apologize, but we are a small outfit trying to do a really big project. So stay tuned for that. Easiest way to stay in touch is either reach out on the website, get on our mailing list, as we send out updates and updates with what parts are available now. As well as our Instagram always is the most up to date. That's the one I can get to first. So follow along to those two avenues, and always keep in touch on our website because the second those things will be available, you'll know there.